Atlantic City mindset. Let's go. Excited for the New Jersey Wrestling State Tournament, the granddaddy of them all. You hear a lot of different things on the internet, on social media, who's the toughest state wrestling tournament. If you've been to New Jersey, you know New Jersey's the toughest wrestling state tournament. I know there's other good states out there. I know Pennsylvania's tough. I know Ohio's tough. I know California's tough. Listen, nothing is as tough as New Jersey wrestling. My own opinion. I get to have it. If you don't like it, leave a comment below. Agree with me, disagree with me, whatever it wants. If you interact with the post, it's great. It boosts up the algorithm. But my opinion, New Jersey is the toughest wrestling state tournament. They did an article on this a few years ago. The saddest place on the Jersey Shore, Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City. Seeing state championships not destroy people's lives. Obviously, I'm being dramatic, but as far as ripping your heart right out of your chest and throwing it on the ground and then stomping all over it, that's what it feels like. It happened to me. It happened to both of my younger brothers, but we're better men for being part of it. We're better men for getting our hearts ripped out of our chest, and there's also people who've become better men from winning the whole darn thing. Love it, hate it. New Jersey State Tournament's where it's at. Yeah, but they said the saddest place on the Jersey Shore, Boardwalk Hall, seeing some of the toughest people you've ever seen crying their eyes out after a loss. So there's a lot of pressure. You got to harness in the good. You got to block the bad. Harness, good, block, bad. Feel the flow. It's circular, like a carousel. It goes up, down, and around, just like Happy Gilmore. Trying to be funny because it is a tough post. And there are a lot of people who are, this week, they are stressed out because this is it. It all comes down to the end of the season. And Atlantic City, Boardwalk Hall, I first went there when I was in 6th grade. I got to watch, it was really, really a special group of people that I was watching back then between 6th and 8th grade. The Worthy brothers, Logan, Pritzloff, Han. This was just really, really special. Many others. Many others. So it was exciting. I remember going there as a kid. If you're a kid, you should go to it. If you're a parent, you should take your kids to it. If you're from out of state, you should still go to it if you can. So, like I said, awesome. The history there, the atmosphere is just electric. 2 WrestleManias were there. The Miss America competition's always there. Or it was. I don't know if it still is now. I don't watch the news or TV for that matter. But Mike Tyson, Michael Spinks fought there. You just feel the energy there. 12,000 people watching one mat in the finals. It's awesome. But what's the Atlantic City mindset? That's what you really came here for. Forget about all the hype. Forget about all the fan mentality if you're a competitor. Who cares about all that? You have to ask yourself the question, how do I want to go down this season? And when I say go down, I don't mean win or lose. I'm not talking about the outcome. I'm saying, how do you want to look back at the season? That you held back or you let it all fly? Now is the time to let it all fly. Let your opponents think about the history, the magnitude, the event, the high ceiling, and all of this stuff, and thinking, this is the state tournament. If you're a competitor, you should treat it the same as any other tournament, any other match. You expect to win, you wouldn't accept anything less from yourself. And that might seem a little hardcore from other people, but that's what it's all about, to go out there and compete, and to compete to your maximum. And yeah, I'm quoting it, throwing in a lot of different quotes from a lot of different people. That last one from Brands, but it's true. This time of year, the cream rises to the top. We're not focusing on winning and losing. Get to your tie-up. Get to your best attack. What are your best 2 or 3 takedowns? Let's do that, and let's keep scoring the whole time. You keep scoring and scoring, eventually you break the other guy. A lot of people right now, this time of year, there's the dreaded HEW disease. Caden Henschel just spoke about it on his pod, where HEW had enough wrestling. A lot of people are tired and they're ready to break. It's a battle of wills right now. At this point in time, it really does come down to intensity. I'm here and I'm here to stay. Whether that means I'm in the championship bracket and I'm going for a title, which I'm full well expecting is my destiny. I was born to win this title. Regardless of what happened in the past, I can be the state champion. Or if, God forbid it happens, you get knocked to the wrestlebacks, I'm coming back and I'm taking 3rd. If the best I could take is 5th, I'm taking 5th. If the best I could take is 7th, I'm taking 7th. And I'm treating those matches, those wrestleback matches, just like I would for the state semifinals. And that takes a lot of courage. That's a heroic act. There's a real heroism there to 2 things. There's a real heroism to walking into Boardwalk Hall and saying, I don't give a you-know-what, I don't care, and I'm going out to wrestle. And then throwing caution to the wind as if you already lost or if you didn't, just saying, hey, I don't care. I'm going to wrestle with reckless abandon. I don't mean doing anything stupid. Obviously, at this stage of the game, one should be intelligently aggressive. But, I'm going after it. I'm going to create action. How do I want to go down the season? Do I want to create action or do I want to let things happen? Remember this, there's three types of people in this world. The people who let things happen, the ones who make things happen, and then the ones who wonder, hey, what the heck just happened? You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the person who's letting things happen. This is how you want to go down this weekend. I made things happen. HEW, like I said before, a lot of people are tired and ready to break. HEW means had enough wrestling. This time of year, people start thinking about the spring, junior prom or senior prom, or I'm going to go down the shore. Remember, I'm talking about New Jersey, but there's other places other people go to around the country that they have fun in the spring and summer. But they're thinking about, I don't have to make weight. It's a long season. It's a lot of hard work, and you could start sensing the nice weather. In fact, usually traditionally in New Jersey State Tournament, you get a day, like one of the days, the semis or the finals, you get a 60-degree day with some sun. You mark my words, Atlantic City, it's going to be a nice day before the semis or the finals. It always happens. So my point is, people get that dreaded HEW disease, had enough wrestling. They're ready to pack it in for the season. That's not you. You're here, and you're here to stay, and you're wrestling hard every single match. We're not going to HEW. Pretty soon, the spring is going to be here, and you're going to look back at this time of year. Forget about the outcome. Most people don't tell us that they regret the outcome. Of course, like a loss stings, not reaching your goal stings. But what people really regret, deep down in places they don't talk about at parties, they regret that they didn't wrestle all out, that they held back, that they didn't wrestle, they didn't let it all fly. That's what people tell us. Again, we don't talk to hundreds of wrestlers. We don't talk to thousands of wrestlers. We speak to tens and thousands of wrestlers. Me doing this over the course of 15 years, myself and the other 100 mindset coaches we have, just under 100 mindset coaches. So we hear it all the time. The deep down regret is they didn't go all out. They held a little bit back. They didn't wrestle fearless. They didn't start wrestling until either after they lost or after they got taken down. The other guy might be ready to break. You might be one takedown away from this guy catching the HEW disease. Had enough wrestling. You might be one escape, one reversal from breaking this guy. So for heaven's sake, do it. Do it. Get out there and break this guy. Get one more takedown. Keep the pressure on him. Dictate the pace of the match. That's what matters. Not the atmosphere and the electricity and all these kind of things. Let's focus on what we came to do. Do what you normally do. Be who you are. Wrestling doesn't change. The rules don't change. The mat doesn't change. It's the same stuff you've been doing. Treat it like any other match. Just make sure you make the commitment. This is one of the few things in your control. Make the commitment that you're going to create the action. You're going to wrestle hard the whole time, and not just giving a full effort. I do believe everyone gives, or just about everyone, gives a full effort the whole time where they're trying as hard as they can. But what a lot of people don't do when I say give it 100% is taking chances, creating action, making things happen, really looking for your shot, not just swatting at the leg or dropping to a knee and pretending I'm going to shoot. No, actually fire off some hard shots in these matches. On top, are you just looking to hang on, or are you really trying to turn this guy? So this is the time of the year where the mountain is built. It's time to peak out. You're here to stay. And remember, you like this. This is why you wrestle. I tell people this all the time. You look back in the summer. Remember, we're talking to these guys all year round. This is why it's important to do mindset training all year round. July and August are going to come around, and it's going to be like, how do you feel? How do you feel? Yeah, I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling strong. I'm doing good in practice. I'm wrestling guys. I'm wrestling guys who are 10, 15 pounds heavier than me in my club, and I'm wrestling well. Listen, that's not the time to be walking around like a real Superman in the summertime. This is the time to walk around like you're a real Superman in the season with time left, with still time on the clock. Right? The sun is still shining, and it ain't over. And I don't want it to be over. And also, I should say this too. Having what I call a fighter's mindset. I'm here to throw down. I'm game. I'm ready. Which means I don't care where I'm seated. I don't care who I'm wrestling. Throw the whole bracket at me. Bump me up a weight if you have to. A fighter's mindset is I'll take on anyone, anywhere, anytime, for nothing, for free. Right? Show up ready to fight. Fair, square, by the rules. That's never to be taken literally. That's a symbol. But you're game. You're here to throw down. Remember Stefan Micic when we had our talk with him, when we had our podcast with him. He said even he had doubts before the World Championships. Wrestling, having to beat 3 world champs, Olympic champ en route to a world title. He even had those doubts, saying, do I want to be here? Those common thoughts that all of us have. And then he checked himself and he said, this is exactly what I asked for. This is exactly why I wrestle. This is what I like about wrestling. think about it. June, July, August are going to come around and you're going to say, yeah, I love the challenge of wrestling. You're going to glorify it and look back and say, man, I love the challenge. I love those tough, gritty matches. Here we are now. We're right here. We're right now. You're in that moment. You get to wrestle those tough, gritty matches right now, not in the summer. So let's go into the match and let's show up like we want to be there, because you do want to be there. You wouldn't be wrestling in Atlantic City right now if you didn't like the challenge, if you didn't like the scrap, if you weren't all for wrestling good competition and really testing yourself. You'd do something easier with your time. There's a lot easier things to do than wrestling, but you chose the sport of wrestling. So let's go. I believe in you. I'm confident. I'll be there for the semifinals, because I'll be seeing you in the semifinals. We're not thinking about medal. We're thinking gold medal. So the brackets are what the brackets are what the brackets are. The podium, that's what I want to know. The podium is wide open right now, and I want to be as high on that podium as possible. And if someone says to me the best I could be on that podium is third, I want third. If someone says the best I could be on that podium is seventh, I want seventh. I don't want eighth. I want seventh if that's the case. That's a fighter's mindset, being game. And remember, no one brings their medals with them on the mat. In UFC, in boxing, the champ takes off his belt, which means he's got to win that belt back again. He's got to win that title back again. That podium is wide open. It's yours for the taking, but you got to believe. It's possible to succeed if no one else in the world believes in you. It's impossible to succeed if you don't believe in yourself. So go out there and take it. Wrestle hard, make that commitment. The one thing you could really choose is my effort, my attitude, my aggressiveness. That's what I'm focusing on. Forget all the hoopla. Just go out there and wrestle. Just wrestle. We'll see you in Atlantic City. Make sure you come by and say hi. We'll have a booth. We'll be ready to go over there. DM us if you want to get started with your mindset training right now. It's never too early to get you started on your mindset training. All the information is fresh in your head. Now would be the best time to start. Now is always the best time. You have to ask yourself, if not me, who? If not here, where? If not now, when? And even in the Bible, I got my Wrestlers for Christ shirt on. We hear St. Paul say, now is the acceptable time. Now is the day of salvation. Of course, first and foremost, spiritual life. But after that, at a natural level, there's nothing more important I could give you than mindset. It's everything. It's the way you approach everything. It's every waking hour, it's mindset. Whether it's wrestling, school, business, or life, mindset makes the difference. Have a great day.